Broadcasting from various countries around the world using voice over IP technology, this is VoIP Uncovered, a VoIP on Solutions UK podcast. I'm Kathleen Reed. Today we're speaking with Tristan Degenhardt, Digium's Director of Product Marketing for Switchbox.
Thanks for joining us today, Tristan.
There seems to be a lot of controversy lately surrounding the best method of implementing a next-generation PBX into an office environment. What are some of the most important things you believe a VoIP-on customer who is, say for example, an office or network telephone administrator, should look for in selecting the best system for their business?
Well, I would say that flexibility is probably the key thing to look for, because this is generally the kind of purchase that even if it's not an expensive purchase, it should be the type of purchase that you can make and be assured that it's going to grow with you and really do what you need no matter where your business takes you. So software-based systems are great for that because getting new features and any capabilities is really just as easy as a software upgrade. And in Switchvox's case, that's really just a one-click process, which is wonderful for anyone that's looking to get new features in their phone system. But having one that supports open standards really helps make your system future-proof also. Because you've got support for open standards in your system, you're really compatible with the stuff you already have, like your phones and your network and any service providers, but you're also compatible with the stuff you don't even know you need yet. So the stuff you don't have yet and you can't even anticipate needing it. So, for example, if your company were to grow and need a piece of software that hasn't even been invented yet, wouldn't it be nice if you could have some assurance that those things could work together, your phone system and the software that you might need in the future? And really with a system like Switchvox that's built on open source and uses open standards, you can really have that kind of assurance, unlike, an old traditional proprietary system.
Okay, so what should VoIP-on's VoIP Uncovered listeners know that sets DigiumSwitchvox appliance apart from its competitors in the market?
Switchbox really strikes an amazing balance between providing very advanced and even complex capabilities and technology inside of it without having a complex interface to manage those capabilities and features. So Switchvox systems are designed to just drop right in and work with your existing infrastructure, so your phone lines and your network, but also the software that you use every day, like your Microsoft Windows and Outlook, and any CRM systems that you use. And just because Switchvox has advanced technology inside, it doesn't mean that you really need to know how to run Linux or Asterisk to get it running and maintain it, because all you're dealing with is a point-and-click web interface for everything, including making updates to the software when we release new packages for new features. And it makes Switchvox really easy to deploy unified communications, even in a small business environment. So with features that we have, like we've got voice and video calling, faxing, and chat, and those are all built right into the Switchvox. But with our web-aware unified communications capabilities, you can even tie in internet searches that are related to your inbound phone calls. So, for example, when I get calls on our Switchvox, I see information that we have on the caller that's in our Salesforce.com account. And I also see a Google search that runs so that when you call me before I pick up the phone, Google lets me know who this is, Salesforce.com lets me know who this is from our business's perspective, and I've got a lot of information even before I answer.
Wow, sounds impressive. Although you've touched on this a little bit in your previous answer, perhaps you could explain in more detail why VoIP-on's listeners should choose Switchvox over, say, a Digium card plus Asterisk installed on their own server.
Well, exactly. That ease of use plus the powerful capabilities part is definitely a big factor. But it's almost like you've got to ask yourself, if you had an engine and a car chassis sort of sitting around that you could put together yourself, maybe with a big instruction manual, versus buying yourself a nice new BMW to drive to work, it probably doesn't make sense for you to cobble the thing together yourself, right? You just drive the BMW and relax. It goes fast, it goes slow, it's comfortable. You can adjust the heater and put things in the trunk and do all the things a car does. On the other hand, if you're really not looking for a car and instead you're interested in having your final product be something with an engine and a chassis, but it's definitely not a car, then having full control over that engine and chassis are really the key to getting what you want at the end. So starting with a BMW doesn't do you any good if you're trying to build a bunch of giant golf course lawnmowers, right? So Asterisk is really a great way to get to stuff that you can't just buy off the shelf, because with open source software, it's running on normal commodity hardware, and you can basically build whatever you need with a little time and dedication. So Asterisk and some hardware cards is definitely the right way to go for certain types of businesses. But many, many people will see the benefits of just grabbing a Switchvox off the shelf and configuring it to what they like.
Okay, great. So some of VoIP-on's customers are system integrators who may wish to use Digium PSTN cards and Asterisk to build appliances of their own. How are you handling questions from the community surrounding channel conflict? Can you put their mind at ease that by supporting your hardware, they are not in fact buying from the competition?
Some of our customers do view buying from Digium as contributing to their competition. But you're actually contributing to the open source project creator, maintainer, and primary contributor to Asterisk. So to keep open source as vibrant of a project as we do, Digium has to successfully monetize our open source code. And purchasing our boards and products like Switchvox helps that happen. And then, of course, Switchvox is a product that fits tightly into a specific market and space. We're targeted at small and medium businesses, and we have a certain feature set. So you really have to ask yourself if we're competitive with the system integrators offering. A lot of times those get fine-tuned for a specific vertical market, or they offer something different enough from Switchvox that there's not really a ton of competition anyway. And a lot of system integrators that have started off buying Asterisk and Digium hardware and putting together their own solutions have moved towards selling a combination of Switchvox and their own solutions for when Switchvox fits better, perhaps, than their own solution, and then they'll sell their custom solution when that one makes sense. We're seeing a lot of resellers move into sort of a hybrid model there.
Okay, that's very interesting. So I guess that brings me to the question of where do you see the market for office phone systems going in the future?
Well, that's a big question. Open source is really rapidly gaining market share for all different kinds of software, including phone systems, because it's really the fastest route to innovation, to new features, new products. And a recent study that we saw by the Eastern Management Group, they found that open source and open source-based systems like Switchvox are really more widely deployed in business than any single vendor solution. So, for example, Nortel has 16% of the market and the biggest piece of the pie for any single vendor. Avaya has 11%, but they found out that open source has 18% of the market, so bigger than Nortel. And Asterisk is at the core of almost 90%. I think they found it was 88% of those business phone systems were Asterisk-based inside that open source slice. So it's safe to say, I think, that business telephony space is one of those areas where open source is set up to just basically clobber the traditional proprietary systems in the near future. And really what this does is open up phone systems for the type of innovation that freeing up your software enables. So I see this as a huge opportunity to build applications that work together. And the future of phone systems is really, I think, going to be all about integration. We're seeing everyone jumping on the unified communications bandwagon, but most of them, I think, are just seeing the tip of the iceberg. They're unifying the stuff that they control, but until they embrace open standards like SIP or XML, they're crippling their own capabilities. They're making it so their stuff has to work with their stuff. But Switchvox has, we've had a published XML-based API for a few years now, and it allows integration of basically anything that's web-based into your own UC universe, your own unified communication space. So like what I spoke about before, when you get a call, you should see a lot of information. You should see the emails that you haven't read yet from the person that's calling you, any appointments that you have upcoming. Google should be showing you what kind of business they're in, and Facebook should be showing you which pub they frequent, and the trouble ticket system should be showing you any open cases, packages to track, things like that. And really the point is there's a lot of data inside your office about your callers, and PBX manufacturers are really just starting to pull that data together for you to see. But there's a lot more information out there on the web about your callers too, and there's no reason that you shouldn't be able to harness that for your business as well. It's incredibly powerful stuff, and it's definitely the future, unless you've got a Switchvox, and then you have all that now. So it's pretty clear to us that that's where the market's headed.
Wow, that's fantastic. So are there any other interesting projects or new products that are coming that you can share with VoIPON's listeners?
Yeah, so we did just recently announce our new models for our line of Switchvox appliances. And now that we've completed that project, we're busy wrapping up the latest update to the Switchvox software. So I talked about how easy it is to update. If you're a current Switchvox customer, you'll just be able to basically click once and get all the new stuff we're coming out with. Some of those features are going to bring more flexibility to the IP phones that Switchvox automatically detects and provisions. Our SNOM and Polycom phones that just get auto-detected by the Switchvox will have more features available to them in this next update, and should look for that early next year.
Thank you so much for your time today, Tristan.
This has been a VoIP Covered podcast brought to you by VoIP Solutions. For more information, please visit www.voipon.co.uk.